And now it's live. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm Suzy and here we have Glynis of Majacraft, and we've just had a cuppa and some lunch, so we're all set to sit down and talk about some Fibre fun things, some spinning. Got some stuff to show you, and I thought we'd start off talking about the Creative Fibres National Festival that Glynis and I both attended. And well, we saw some pretty cool stuff down there. Actually, it was in Christchurch, which is a beautiful city in the South Island of New Zealand. And Glynis, you were pretty busy with your wheels and tools. Every time I saw you, there were people coming by and asking questions and getting demos. It's a big festival, really, isn't it? Our big national one.
Yes, it is, and we were absolutely flat out, and fortunately Andrea had come down with us this time, which made it a little bit easier for us. But we had a lot of people from around the world actually trying our wheels, and one of the people that Andrea helped was a young girl with some disabilities, and she was very keen to learn and ended up doing a jolly good job of spinning in the end. So
excellent.
That was lovely. Yeah,
it's a good result too. You know, you go to these kinds of things, and you expect to have a few people come in that haven't spun before and so on. But it's always a good feeling, I think, when people go away with a new skill and maybe a new hobby or a rabbit hole.
Well, I think this girl will take it up. She was 17, so she's quite young, but she's cool. Saving her money and very keen to have a spinning wheel.
Yeah,
and yeah, we were thrilled to be able to help her learn to spin, so that was good.
Yeah, there was some, I have to admit, there was some good shopping opportunities there too, just opposite where you go there. Like I bought some fibre. I couldn't resist some fibre. This is a New Zealand pole with silk blend, and I actually spun it pretty much all in Christchurch while I was there in my downtimes in the evenings, and I spun it for some texture. I did this as a Navajo ply, and because I realised I've been spinning a lot of really traditional yarns lately, I thought, I need to throw some texture into this, so I spun it fine, and then I Navajo plied it, and I put some coils in it. So when you're Navajo plying, you're making a 3-ply out of a single, and you're pulling out loops. And so what I did was I'd pull out a loop and then let it wrap around like a coil, and then tuck the end in, and then pushed up the coil. So I did it sort of quite frequently, so it made lots of texture. So I think this is actually going to knit up quite well. So this was one of my scores from the festival. There were some people there with some, absolutely beautiful products, but also quite exciting was the exhibitions and the awards as well. You guys, Majacraft sponsors an award, isn't it? What can you tell us about that one, Glynis? Because I don't have all the background on that.
The award that we sponsor is the Far North Award, which is for innovation in hand spinning, and we in fact, it's not innovation in hand spinning, it's an innovation thing, because I think that we haven't actually had anything particularly yarn-like. This time it was a very, very nice little kitty, which is a Maori basket, just a very small one, and it was framed, and it was made out of lace bark, which is one of our native trees. And when you pull the bits of bark off the tree, it's like lace, it's all holy, and I've often looked at it and thought, oh, this could be spun, I'm sure. And this particular lady, who in actual fact was a Bay of Plenty member, which is the area we live in, and she had spun some and had some other bits which showed the lacy aspects more clearly. But it was very, very nice. So the prize is generally a voucher from us for $500, and also there's a big Maori carving called a wakahuia, which is a treasure box. Mm-hmm. So those are the two things that you get if you win that award.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome.
Yes.
And that use of the lace bark, that is the innovation, because traditionally the Maori kete have been made with flax, woven from flax. So she was trying something, and I really love that idea of doing something traditional but playing with different materials, unique materials or unusual materials to produce something that in essence is quite traditional. I've often tried to do it with spinning as well, taken traditional techniques and use different fibres and preparations. So it's, and I think, did you put a photo on the Facebook page of that piece?
I did take a photo. I'm just not absolutely sure whether I put it on or not. And,
I'll need to check.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should be doing a blog post about that, actually. I'll put a blog post up because
I'll have a look.
Those things. Yeah, definitely. So I'll check and make sure it's in there. There was also the only event I really got to was the Saturday night catwalk event, which was costumes made. The theme for the festival was modern medieval, and they had groups of people, and I think there were about 20 entries or 22 entries. It was quite a lot from different groups around the whole of New Zealand, and their interpretation of modern medieval and fashion. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. The quality was fantastic, and the creativity that people had shown in, some people had a very modern outfit, but they had it with sort of medieval tablet weaving bands around, and just the styling and the tailoring that had gone into a lot of it was just incredible. And there were two that I loved, and they came first and first runner-up, which was also really cool. They were absolutely stunning. So it was a pretty exciting event, and really to see so many people put their teamwork into it, because in each team there were at least 5 or 6 people. So they'd really worked together and brought in a lot of different skills. It wasn't just hand spun, it was also a lot of felting being done as well.
It was amazing. The problem for tutors and traders, as you know, is that you don't get a lot of time to do anything other than work. And I did slip away for a short while and had a look, and I was hoping to be able to go back and have another look, but it wasn't rehung after the fashion parade with it, and I wasn't able to get to the fashion parade either. So I felt my exposure to it was not nearly great enough, but it was certainly really, really beautiful what I'd seen. And you guys did a great job on your thing too.
We had a lot of fun with it. Our challenge was that we were from all over New Zealand, where our group was spaced around the North Island, so we were kind of working separately from each other. So that was also a challenge. And in fact, we had our whole outfit. I think we had about 4 pieces in the outfit. We never actually saw it all together until the night of the expo. So luckily it worked. That could have been interesting. If it didn't, there would have been a lot of pinning involved, I think.
Well, I didn't get to see the fashion parade stuff much at all, even less than the medieval, but it appeared as though there was some very nice products in there too. But I did have a look at the exhibition, and that was really exciting.
I'll put a link on the Majacraft Facebook page to the Creative Fibres website, because that will have a lot of photographs from the festival on there. They should be on there by now. And I think they had a video as well that they made of the fashion and the catwalk pieces as well. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so we were sort of here today also to talk about what we're spinning and what we're working on. I just showed you the little bit that I've done recently, and I've got some goodies to share. I've got 2 wheels. I've got my little gem, and I've got my aura, which at the moment doesn't have anything on the bobbin. I can't believe it. I was thinking about, this is a what's on our bobbin thing. I thought, I haven't got anything on my bobbin, but I have got something that's going on my bobbin. And I was very lucky. Our friend Jen Eddington from Tasmania, she was over at Majacraft camp earlier this year, and she has sheep, and they have beautiful fibre, and she's also a very good dyer, and she brought a stash with her for Majacraft camp, but she didn't spin it all up, and before she left she gave me a treat, and I have this big beautiful bouncy handful of Leicester locks from Jen's sheep in Tasmania. This is going to go onto my aura bobbin, and my goal when it's finished with the spinning is it's going to look the same as this when I hold it in my hand. So I want to keep the structure of these, so I think I'm going to core spin it. And she also gave me look at this is her dyeing as well, which is just stunning.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the breed is for this. It looks like a Wensleydale actually. So this will also go in with the white locks in some way. I'm not sure yet, so I have to post a photo when I'm finished so you can see what I did with them. And I've also got on my other wheel, on my little jam, hang on, let me show you. Little jam sitting down there. You can't see it very well, I'm afraid, because the lighting is not so good. But what's on there is also from Jen Eddington. See a little bag of mixed locks. Look at this. How gorgeous is that? So I'm spinning totally textured stuff at the moment. Is my current spinning. Everything's going for texture and keeping the locks in there that Jen left behind for me. So what are you spinning, Glynis, at the moment?
Well, I haven't got anything on my aura either. However, I've carted up a bat. I've done it quite roughly because this is going to be part of a challenge that one of the groups is doing later in the year. It's called Oceans and Beyond, and that's the North Atlantic. So hopefully when I get it spun up, it'll look really good.
What's the character of the North Atlantic?
Well, I always think of grey, the grey Atlantic.
Yeah.
I think there's a few icebergs floating around too, but if anybody can put me straight, that's good, because I've been looking it up on the internet mainly.
Yeah.
On my rows, I have been spinning Polworth. Some from Vanna Davis.
That's my favourite fibre, Polworth.
From Camp, yeah. Yeah, and I got some beautiful Polworth from Eleanor Patterson down in, when we were down at festival, and I'm looking forward to that. But at the moment I'm spinning this, and just spinning, not any particular thing in mind, but I'm also doing a bit of stylus spinning, and I'm doing cotton.
Yeah.
And that is some of the easy spin cotton that I was a bit like you, Joan Ruane, when she was over, she left me all her leftover cotton. Yes. So I've got quite a lot unscored. And of course, when we go to England, I'm supposed to be showing people how to use the stylus. So this is just getting in a little bit of practice.
The stylus is a very undercredited little accessory that you guys manufacture, because it's the kind of thing that you get when you've already got everything. It's like, what else do I need for my wheel? But then when you get it, you think, oh, why didn't I get this before? Because it's amazing. It's literally a very pointy stylus. I haven't got mine on hand. It's still packed.
But I have.
Have you got one there? There you go.
I've got one here.
Yeah. So it's a pointed little metal stylus that fits onto a really cute little bobbin on the shaft of the spinning wheel. There you go. And you use it like a quill wheel, basically, like a spindle, and spin from the end of it. And it's fantastic if you, especially with a small fast wheel, which I have on my little gem at the moment, it's fantastic for spinning very fine and for spinning cotton, because you can get a high twist in it. But it's also really good for spinning highly textured things. I love spinning Rolex on it, Rolex from my blending board, and keeping lots of texture. So that's a really versatile accessory that you can spin anything on, and it changes the character of the wheel. And I love it on my aura because you can angle the head of the aura, or the rose is the same. And so you can put it on an angle and you get a really long draw from the end of the stylus. It's fantastic. I love it. It's really addictive once you get started spinning with that. It's really,
and it's so fast too.
It is really fast. Yeah. And when you master the art of taking the long draw, perhaps we should do a whole session on this, Glynis. When you've got that long draw working and you master the art of taking it from the quill to the bobbin without slowing your treadling down very much, then that's the feeling of mastery when you get that. That's like my little holy grail of spinning with the stylus, because I've seen you do it, Glynis, and it looks easy.
Yes.
You do it and you think, oh, okay, that's going to take a bit of practice, but it's a goal. And
yeah.
I'm still working on it, and sometimes I get in, sometimes I don't, but I know I will eventually.
Well, I'm a bit dodgy on it at the moment too, so the practice won't hurt me.
You have to practice it. When do you go to
Yes,
the UK? Because there's a nice retreat coming up in the UK, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Yes, which we're looking forward to. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Whereabouts is it going to be held?
It's going to be in Edinburgh, and it's about the 8th of October. be pleased to see anybody who wants to come along. It's going to be really fun, I think.
Yeah, Owen was busy collecting up some beautifully fine New Zealand merino to take over, wasn't he? To share some lace spinning.
He's got to show some lace spinning.
Yeah. He's a very good spinner. And you know why? I
Yes,
think it's because Owen he's just nice and chilled out and relaxed. So when he spins, you know, he's not all tensed up with it. He just makes it look easy because he's just so relaxed spinning, and he can spin remarkably fine, actually. I was really surprised.
Well, he is. He's very good. But I keep saying to him, don't expect me to knit it. I want something thick.
Yeah, something for him to do while he's waiting for the fish to bite.
Yes,
oh no, because he's fly fishing, so he's busy the whole time.
And he had such a nice time travelling up and down to the South Island, because we managed to stop on the way down, and he caught a trout on the way down and on the way back. There's a river there called the Owen River, and he was very keen to fish in the Owen River, and Owen caught a fish in the Owen River. So it was a great achievement. He was very happy.
That's pretty
Suzy, one thing I've got that people might be interested in is this booklet, which is our Pigtail Library yarns.
Yes, this is a Creative Fibre group one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our national guild is fantastic. We actually have a really active national guild for spinners and weavers, and they do a lot of really interesting stuff. And this is from a group of sort of speciality spinning, I suppose.
Yeah, there's all different interpretations too. It's very interesting. So we end up with a little book. With all the yarns that the people have done.
Everyone except me, because I missed the deadline, sent in a pigtail yarn. No, I didn't. Oh, I sent in a pigtail yarn, but that was last year. Apparently she wanted another one, and I didn't get it in time. But look at them all. There's so many beautiful examples in there. So everyone sends in a sample of their yarn, and Angela spent a lot of time putting those into the books as a record for people to have. So everybody got the book. Everyone that contributed got a book, except me.
I suspect there might be another one coming out, because I have heard of a couple of other people who said, "Oh, I've just sent my pigtail yarn."
Yeah, some people have sent.
Maybe it'll be book 2.
Yeah, but it's a great record and resource to go. And if they do that every year with a different type of yarn, and eventually we're going to have like a whole really good library of different kinds of yarns and how they're spun, really. So, and
the other thing we do, Suzy, that people might be interested in is our samples that we send in of spinning that we've done, and we get a little snippet of each one with the information from the person who spun it. And I used my book covers from the festival, from the camp a couple of years ago, and I've got all my samples in there, which is great. I'm really happy with it. Yeah,
I love having records. And look, I've actually, today I thought, well, I don't have a lot of spinning to show, but what I've been working on a lot lately, also of course with the big book of Fibre Rainbows, I did a lot of this. I've made myself a journal, and it's just a folder, and this is my colour blending record book, where and I'm using this in workshops too, but I do a lot of dyeing solid colours just because it's quick and easy. I can throw it all in a pot and there's one colour, but I dye to blend, because I happen to think that the blend that you get, the blended colour, I don't know if you can see this very well because of the light and the plastic, the blended colour is just so much richer and more dynamic and exciting to me than if I dye something. So I have a whole bunch of records here of what I've mixed and blended to get different colours, plus a little spun sample of them. I mean, I'm even finding I can put green and orange together and I like the result, and when I look at the yarn that I get out of it, it's actually really, really pretty. So you wouldn't normally be able to do that if you mixed paints. You wouldn't really get a nice colour out of green and orange. And I don't know if you can see how rich that purple is with the mix. And what I've got here, I do a lot of this, especially samples, with my combs, and I've just lost, oh, here it is. I've just got a piece of top here that I dyed. I chucked it in a kettle. I did a whole bunch of burgundy on one side of the pot and a whole bunch of rust on the other, knowing that I was going to blend it. So I've got basically these two colours. And I've been sitting combing, and this is the result, and I really, really like this. You can still see, if you look carefully, you can still see the rust and the burgundy individually. Each fibre still keeps its own colour. But when you put them together, you get something completely different, because I probably wouldn't want to spin these two colours, but I do want to spin this because I want to make something, just one project all in one colour. So I'm going to blend it together, and I'm using my combs. And these combs, they're so portable. I can just sit down in front of TV or binge watching something on Netflix, which is my time out thing. And I'll just sit here and comb. I just load up my combs, put on some of each colour, and comb away. And at the end of the binge session on Netflix, I've got a bunch of fibre to spin, and it goes a long way too. So that's kind of, for me, I've been doing probably more fibre prep than spinning recently. And the other thing I was going to do with this is look at how it's already blending on the combs, and I quite like this streaky look. So I think I'm going to try this one out also on the hackle and do some layers with it. And that way I'll get something that I'm, really, hopefully I'm going to make a little shawl. I want to try some lace knitting. I think I'm maybe lost the plot somewhere along the line to think I'm going to do that, but I'd like to try it. It's kind of a knitting goal for me, is to try knitting something lacy. So that's why I want this kind of I don't want it two really separate colours. I want something a little bit more traditional looking. So I'm blending it. But yeah, I think I'm going to do some fully blended on the comb, and I'm going to do some on the hackle and put it on in layers, just to get the sort of more sort of distinct colour blocks in it. And then I'm going to knit a little bit and see which I like better. I'm all for sampling, actually. I never used to be. I know it's like swatching. A lot of people knit and they're like, oh, I'm never going to swatch. I hate swatching. And I sort of always avoided spinning samples or preparing samples, but now I do it a lot, and keeping a record in a record book like that, it's actually really fun. I'm really enjoying it. And then I've got something to go back to later and get ideas from, things that I've tried out as samples, and then think, yeah, actually I'm going to do a whole lot more of that. So you'll be pleased too, Glynis. I remember you telling me, I was combing away at some point, and I'm combing, and I just swapped my combs over and just carried on. And Glynis was like, you're not supposed to swap your combs over. I'm like, okay. But I've stopped doing that now, and I've discovered that it's actually a lot more efficient if you just keep it in your hand and comb it from comb to comb that way. So you've always got the stationary comb. You're quite right, Glynis. It's better, much more efficient. But this is just like two passes. Check that out. It's just completely blended already. Somehow, look, there's something sparkly in there. I have no idea how that got there. I did not put any Angelina into this mix. I think it's ingrained into my stash everywhere.
Probably got it down your front or something, picked it up.
Yeah, or it's come off something else sitting beside this in the stash bag. So, and then I'm probably going to spin this on the little gem, because I've got the fast flyer on it, so I'll get more twist in it. And we've also got a treat today to show people. Hang on, I'll just click on it, Glynis, so you can see it. This is special. This is a special wheel.
Is it clicked on, is it?
It is.
Yes, oh good. Right, this is the very original little gem. And Owen had been working out the method of treadling for some time, and then we came to the point of having to make it. And we were concerned about weight, and you'll notice that in the middle there's some, I think they were Tudor roses, but anyway, there's some cutouts, and that was to see whether it was worth cutting holes in the petals to try and reduce the weight.
Yeah.
But it was quite a lot of work. So in the end, we didn't do that. But yeah, it looks quite cute. I'm quite happy with this little
Well,
wheel.
this is. I mean, this isn't just one of the originals. This is the original.
It is the
The
original.
very
Yeah, it's
first
the
little
original.
gem ever made, which I
Yeah.
think is pretty cool. And it hasn't changed a great deal. I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, it's got it works so well. There's not that much to change. So obviously the hole in the treadles didn't make that much difference to the weight
It
of it.
didn't make the cut, no.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one with a gem with holes in the pedals.
It actually looks pretty neat. I mean, it's not, he hasn't just made a hole in it. He's made it a decorative
No.
feature as well. So
I can't remember how we did it, but it's
yeah. And so
it's quite cool.
the little gem has quite a different design from any of the other wheels that I've ever used. It is quite unique, isn't it, with the way it works?
Yes, it is. Yes, I think there have been a few copies since, but certainly we were the ones who originally came up with it.
How long have you been making it? How old is this wheel?
Oh gosh, it's got to be probably 18 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I'll tell you what else I've got in my room too, not here, but in my back room, is the original Millie.
Oh wow.
Which is a nice little wheel.
It's a very sought after little wheel. It's really hard to find those secondhand.
I know.
And you haven't made them for a long time, so.
Well, no, it's not that long. It was when Baz was there. He was making them at the end of the time. But what happened was we struggled to get the cabriole legs, and because of that, we ended up basically having to stop doing it. But it was a dear little wheel. I really liked it. But as I say, Hope, who's our granddaughter, she absolutely loves it, and she's the one who painted this picture up behind me too.
She's a talented girl, Hope. It's always lovely to see her
she's
spinning at camp and everything, because she's just
she
so
likes it.
good at it as well. The interest is
And
definitely
we've got Sophie getting into it now too, so
good.
hopefully 2 spinning granddaughters.
That's cool. That is really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've tried to get my daughter into it, but she's not quite. She likes dyeing. And she does some good colour combinations with her dyeing as well. But Luca started weaving a while ago. I've got this little tiny loom that he's been using, and he's quite keen on it. So I'm going to encourage him to keep doing that, because it's good. I think it's wonderful for kids to start. And the Millie is a good size, and it's like this little gem. It's just a small wheel. It kind of fits, doesn't it, for smaller people as well. But I think the height of the little gem makes it really cool for taller people than me. Most people are taller than me.
Well, you can raise it a little bit too, using that knob on the side of the stem. That'll let you take it up a bit. Quite a lot of people ask about taking it on a plane, and I happen to know one lady who had one on a plane and actually spun on it, but she was in business class, which is not an area I get into. But she has had it on, and I have heard of people taking them on. And I guess it just depends on whether the airline thinks the flyer shaft is a dangerous weapon or not, because I'm sure it could be if you wanted to attack a pilot.
Yeah. At least it's not sharp, the flyer shaft. It's just
still a hammer's not sharp either, is it?
Yeah.
But anyway, it appears as though they do fit in the overhead lockers.
Oh, I'm sure they would, definitely on the big international flights. Yeah, I mean, I've seen, people walk in with what I would consider a full-size suitcase and struggle them up into the top of the,
I know, it's
sort
amazing,
of the
isn't it?
thinking, oh, if that falls out. But yeah, if you can,
and they look heavy
that
too.
On, the little gem. I'm not sure what the weight restriction is for hand luggage.
7 kilos.
Usually 7 kilos.
Internationally, anyway.
Yeah. What does the little gem weigh? It must be close to that.
It should be around 4 kilos.
4 kilos, okay.
Yeah, but it just depends a good bit on the wood. If it's a plainer grained wood, it's lighter, and if it's got a lot of grain, it's heavier. But
I didn't know that.
If in the box posted, it's about 7.5. So
yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, but it's with all the box and everything around it, and that includes the
Yes,
bag
yeah.
too, doesn't it?
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, and well, I must admit, I usually stuff my bag with as much fibre as I can fit around the wheel as well. That's what I mean. What's the point? You take your spinning wheel, you want someone to spin. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Of
Well,
course.
I think I've kind of shown everything I've got here now and covered all the stuff we were going to talk about. I'm just going to check and see if we've had any questions from anyone. I see Andrew's in the chat. Oh, Annette's there. Hi, Annette.
how lovely.
See, both Annettes, Annette Anderson and Annette Montgomery. Hi, guys. Nice to see faces. Oh, and there's Jen. Hi, Jen. Oh, I should have come and checked this earlier because I didn't know they were there. Okay.
Well, some of these people will be seeing at Woolfest. Are you going up there in a couple of weeks?
No, I won't. Woolfest is a neat festival up in Auckland.
It is.
I've missed it every time. It's just a bit more of a hike for me to drive up there, really. And we've just moved house. So I thought, oh, maybe next year I'll get there. I'd love to. It always
it's a very
seems
good,
to be lots of
very
exciting
good
stuff
event.
happening up in Auckland anyway for fibre artists.
They're so busy up there.
They've got people like Annette Montgomery up there that are doing cool things. So.
Yeah. I'm hoping that I'll get up there, but I'm not going to go up as a worker. I'm going up to enhance my stash.
Yeah, well, I've heard it's particularly good for that. Everybody needs to enhance the stash.
No, it's a good day out.
Yeah. When is that? It's May?
27th of May, I think.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, I'll just have to live vicariously
and then, of course,
for everybody else.
There's the big Woolfest over in England next year. So next month.
Next month. Which one's that?
Woolfest. It's the one in Cumbria at the end of June.
Yep. Is that the one you're going over for?
No, we have been, and it's a really nice event too, but we won't be going.
Yeah.
And it seems like it was raining at Maryland this year.
Now that is a big festival, and another one that I've closely missed because I was over there like 2 weeks before it. Last year, I think, or was it the year before? Yeah. There's something about going to the festivals, isn't there, where you're just surrounded by so many people that are just as enthusiastic as you are about fibre, and then there's all the stash enhancement opportunities, of course, and workshops, and just a wonderful atmosphere. There's something about fibre people. It's just always really fun to be in that kind of environment. So, yep. All right. Well, we shall say goodbye. I'll just check. Yeah. Oh, Jen's asking if anyone's coming to Bendigo. Now, you've been over to that one, haven't you, Glynis?
Yes, I know, and that's great. I think Denise and Rebecca are going.
That's right.
Denise Newton from Newwood Alpacas.
Yeah, Jen, you probably would have met Denise and Rebecca at Majacraft camp. They're really neat fun.
She would have. I haven't given up the idea. Just seeing if I can work it.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be another really fun event. Well.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, love going to Bendigo.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting place too. It's an old gold town. It's got fabulous old buildings and it's not too far from Melbourne, and of course Melbourne's a very exciting cosmopolitan place as well. Yeah. And for those people from overseas, the population of Melbourne is the same as the population of New Zealand.
Of the whole country. I know. It's hard to imagine. New Zealand has 5 million people in total, and pretty much most of them live in the North Island, and then most of them live in Auckland. So it's like, for us, Auckland is the big city. But I mean, I've been in places like, Paris. It's got a population of 10 million in one city. It's just, it's quite a new thing for us Kiwis down the bottom of the planet. Go and experience that kind of thing. It's fun, it's exciting, and each city has its own character, which is quite interesting when you're going exploring places. One of the neatest places I went to was in New York. We had Leslie was our guide for the day. She'd come into one of the workshops, and we sort of known each other on Facebook for a while, and she's a New Yorker, and she's like, I'll take you around the place. And so where did she took us to Habu Silks, where it's silk.
Oh,
And then we went to Pearl Soho. It's like you just get the best tour with Fibre people of all the best places to go as well. So I think we need to hook up with Jen next time we're heading that way as
yes,
well.
yes.
Oh yeah, yep, Jen's going. She's got somewhere to stay if you decide to go. That could be another temptation.
Well, it
If
could
you're
be
already on
too,
the
couldn't it?
edge,
Because accommodation's very difficult in Bendigo, especially if you
is
leave
it?
it late. Yes, yes.
Well, there you
People
go. So
book
there might
up
be room with
well, and they
Jen.
book up a year in advance. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, Jen, I'll have to talk to you. One other thing, and I don't know whether you got out and about when we were in Christchurch, Susie, but we slipped out one evening after the trading stopped and went and had a look at the cathedral and the square, which, as many of you will know, was destroyed in the earthquake. And
Yeah.
certainly it's a very sad place, but also there's a lot of new growth and new buildings and a lot of energy coming back, which was lovely to see, despite the fact that seeing the cathedral fallen down was quite disturbing.
Yeah, that was the first
And
time I've
having
seen
the
it.
wizard opening the festival was rather exciting too, wasn't it?
Yeah, now a lot of people don't know about the Christchurch Wizard. He's quite a character. He's been sort of an institution in Christchurch since forever, I think, really. He's just this crazy guy. He wears a wizard suit. He's kind of like, I don't know, is he a philosopher, poet, wizard? And he's just a character that everyone knows about, the Christchurch Wizard. Yeah, and I totally missed him at festival. I didn't know he was going to be doing that. It's because his wife a spinner or something?
His wife actually has a Suzy Pro.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
There you go. Yes,
no,
she's a spinner. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was surprised, I didn't realise, but he's actually in his 80s now.
Really?
And he certainly doesn't look like it. I guess he's
well,
had
he has
some
been
magical
around
powers.
for a very long time.
Yes,
So,
I think he's been a wizard for about 40 years.
Wow. And he does actual spells and things, doesn't he? I mean, he does incantations. And so if he opens something, did he do something for festival for a...
He did. He asked for fine weather and a good show. And what did we get?
We had beautiful weather.
It worked.
A very good show. Well, good on him. It was all up to the wizard. Because we had amazingly good weather. So now I know why. He'll have to come up here.
Absolutely. The seal of approval.
Yeah. All right, so next time, I'm not sure what our next broadcast is, but I will check, and it will probably be something along the lines of one of the wheels as a feature. And I think we definitely need to do a stylus session. I'll get my stylus out as well, and I've been meaning to try some silk on it, so we might try. You can do some cotton, I can do some silk. We'll see how it goes. I'll have to practice. I like to practice a lot.
We can show people it's not all that easy.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's actually very easy, but it's just getting into that rhythm.
Yeah. Getting the rhythm. Once you got it, like I said, it's so addictive. You just keep going. You don't want to stop. It's wonderful. So that's going to be a good half-hour session, I think, for the stylus alone. So I will update the Majacraft blog with some festival photos and also a reminder of what's coming up with our next broadcast. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you for everybody coming.
Bye.
Bye.